Sarah earns $65,000 a year. After taxes, her paycheck is roughly $4,225 a month. She thought she was making good money until she realized she ends every single month with negative $210 in her account, sometimes covering the gap with a credit card she swore she'd pay off last summer. Sarah is one of 68% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck right now. In 6 months, she's not going to be anymore. And the steps she's about to follow don't require a raise, a side hustle, or selling anything. Just a system. Most people try to fix paycheck to paycheck living by saving more. That's why most people fail. You can't save your way out of a problem you can't see. Sarah's going to do this in the right order. And the difference between her order and the order everyone else tries is the difference between freedom in 6 months and another decade of feeling stuck. Here's the full step-by-step. Month 1. Track everything. Cut nothing. This is the month most people skip, and it's the reason most people stay stuck. Sarah doesn't change a single behavior. She just writes down every dollar that leaves her account for 30 days. Every coffee, every Uber, every Amazon order, every subscription she forgot she had. She's not judging it. She's just looking at it. At the end of month 1, Sarah has a list. Her starting monthly expenses are $4,435. Her take-home is $4,225. The gap she's been feeling every month is now a real number staring back at her. $210 short, every single month. That's why she's paycheck to paycheck. The number was always there, she just couldn't see it. Month 2, the subscription purge. This is the easiest money she'll ever save. Sarah opens her bank statement and writes down every recurring charge. She cancels 2 streaming services she barely used, the gym she stopped going to in February, 3 apps charging her $5 to $10 a month she forgot about, and 1 subscription box. She also calls her phone carrier and switches to their cheaper plan. Total cut, $150 a month. Notice she didn't change her life. She didn't stop eating out, stop driving, stop buying things. She just removed money she was sending to companies she'd forgotten existed. Month 3, the food system. This is where the biggest leak in most budgets is hiding. Sarah was spending $280 a month on dining out and another $425 on groceries. She doesn't quit dining out, she just cuts it from roughly twice a week to twice a month. She meal plans her groceries on Sunday and stops buying things she doesn't end up cooking. New food spending. Dining out drops by $168, groceries drop by $75. Total cut, another $243 a month. She still eats out, she still buys what she likes. She just stopped paying full price for food she was throwing away. Month 4, negotiate the big bills. Sarah spends 2 hours on the phone. She calls her car insurance company and tells them she's shopping competitors. They give her a loyalty discount and drop her premium by $50 a month. She calls her internet provider and asks for the current promotional rate. They reduce her bill by $25. She bundles her renter's insurance with her auto policy and saves another $20. Total cut, $95 a month. 2 hours of phone calls, $95 a month. That's $1,140 a year for 1 afternoon of awkward conversations. Month 5, automate the savings. Now the system gets real. Sarah's total monthly cuts now add up to $488. She opens a high-yield savings account at a separate bank from her checking, the kind where her debit card doesn't link to it and she can't see the balance every time she opens her main app. She sets up an automatic transfer of $400 from her checking to that account on the morning of every payday, not the night before, the morning of, before she sees the money. The remaining $88 of her cuts she leaves in checking as a buffer. That's the difference between a sustainable system and one that breaks in month 2. The number one reason pay yourself first fails is that people automate the full amount they cut and have no margin for surprises. Sarah leaves herself room. Month 6, audit and lock in. Sarah checks the system. Her savings account has $800 in it, 2 months of automated transfers. Her checking has a small buffer. Her credit card balance didn't grow. No transfers were pulled back. The system is working without willpower. She is no longer living paycheck to paycheck. The gap closed. Not because she earned more, Because the leaks got plugged in the right order. Now here's what often gets left out about month 7 and beyond. That $400 a month, if Sarah leaves it on autopilot, becomes $3,200 in her first year of saving. After her emergency fund is fully built, if she redirects that same $400 monthly into a low-cost index fund at a historical 10% return, in 30 years it becomes roughly $904,000, almost $1 million. From subscriptions she canceled, a phone plan she changed, and dinners she made at home. That's the part most people miss. The escape from paycheck to paycheck isn't the goal, it's the on-ramp. The same system that gets you out of survival mode is the system that builds real wealth, if you don't stop running it once the pressure is off. If only the easy part were shown, that would be misleading. This plan works if you have any flexibility in your spending. If your income genuinely doesn't cover basic survival, the answer is on the income side, not the expense side, and that's a different video. If you have major medical debt or are supporting a family on one paycheck, you may need to layer income strategies on top of this. But for the average American making $50,000 to $80,000 who feels stuck, the math works. The order matters. Track, cut subscriptions, fix food, negotiate bills, automate, audit. The real lesson isn't your salary. It isn't your rent. It's the order most people try to fix this in. They try to save first when the savings has nowhere to come from. They cut food first, lose patience, and quit by month 3. The order is the system. The system is the freedom. Next time someone says you need to make more money to stop living paycheck to paycheck, ask them one question. Did you check the leaks first? Because the answer that starts with the leaks is the only answer that actually works.